The royal hands are not meant for touching screens. Only peepees.
That's great.
Oh, man.
So welcome to the 68th episode of the Strobing Butt Plug, a podcast about craft beer. Obviously. Today we have Janice Joplin as your host and my lovely co-hosts, the Queen and Steven Tyler.
Hello.
And today we are going to drink some beer. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be some craft beer.
Okay.
Today we have...
Oh, it's triple.
That's right. I got to take these off. It's really dark wearing
It
those.
is dark wearing these.
So, the Jackie O's Would Ya Honey Wheat Wine Style Ale, brewed with honey and aged bourbon barrels. Let's see, bourbon barrels for 14 months. So the beer was then aged in the chosen bourbon.
Honey wine stuff?
Yeah.
So
yeah, pretty much. It's a wheat wine style ale, and I'm thinking it's brewed with honey and aged bourbon barrels. So, Would Ya Honey is a wheat wine style ale brewed with generous amounts of wildflower and meadow foam honey. This beer was then aged in carefully chosen bourbon barrels for 14 months, elevating the rich caramel and honey character to luscious heights. Notes of dripping honeycomb, caramel, and raisin really, come together for this decadent, I guess it would be wine, so yeah. And it is a 12% alcohol that we have. And we also...
The Queen is amused. The Queen wishes to drink this.
I had groupies kissing my cheek earlier.
Oh, yeah?
The Queen really likes Steven.
Oh, yeah, you did. The Queen was the groupie.
I put my lipstick on. It was still wet, and I had that opportunity to go leave lipstick prints on somebody.
And then we have Arche Hop Getaway Campfire Edition. It's the IPA. It's a 7.5. And I decided to get this one. There was plenty of Arche at the bottle shop I went to today. But I decided I wanted to get that one because I just don't simply try enough IPA, and Arche is really good. I've had their IPAs, and I really like their IPAs.
The last IPA we had by them was so fucking smooth. It's
Yeah.
probably the best IPA.
It was. It was definitely the best.
The unflavored IPA, you know?
Right. I couldn't believe it. It was.
I'm excited for Arche because in 2 weekends, I'm going to be going there. And so is Steven.
I'm lame. I have...
Who?
Steven.
Oh.
Mr. Tyler.
Mr. Tyler. To
That's
you,
great.
Queen.
Who am I? Who am I? Bitch, who am I? Mr. Tyler. While you're looking at yourself.
How about that? Was it the big 10-inch record?
Yeah.
Great. All right, so we're going to try
Who
this.
you
I
are.
swear to God. I swear to God I have not been with it this whole day.
That's good stuff.
Or week.
That's probably a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, this week, this week's been pretty much a shit show for me at work. It's just been one unending marathon, so...
Today I'm just yeah.
I've had a really good day. I've been a dork lately, and I listen to positive affirmations. I do this, I do that, and I've been really on top of shit with myself.
See,
I've been hating everybody.
see for
Good
me,
times.
work is...
Are you ragging?
No.
See, for me, work, it's just that magical, conglomeration of all the projects I've been working on for the last several months are all at the same time right in the ass.
Okay, not really hating everybody. I've just been very introverted, not feeling like talking lately.
Fucking goddamn stupid Queen outfit.
How dare you insult the Queen, Janice? You fucking whore.
Keeps getting stuck in my hair.
You
and shit.
musician-ass useless whore. I'm the Queen. It will reign for 70 years.
I wanted to bring this up.
Yeah?
The lacto cooler that we drank last week, and I kept saying it reminds me of something.
Okay.
I figured out what it reminded me of. You remember those ooze tubes, the liquid
Ooh, yeah.
lollipops?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it tastes like.
Funny. I haven't had one of those in a long time. I always thought those were cherry, though.
They have cherry, blue raspberry, and I think green apple or something.
Okay.
And I don't
Ooh, that's
usually do
quite
green
tasty.
apple.
This is tasty. It's very raisiny, though.
It says it's got just a hint of bourbon to it.
It tastes very bourbon-like.
I think it tastes very raisiny, like almost too much. I don't get the caramel notes.
I do a little bit.
How does Steven Tyler wear all this shit, man? It's like in the way. Like I go to cross my legs and it's like I'm choking myself.
You get used to it. You adapt. You overcome and adapt.
Like for me, it's these
It's
these royal ass gloves. They're cool to like randomly molest things and feel things, but like from a practical standpoint, they're fucking useless. Because I can't hardly touch my phone. I feel like this glass, if I don't like concentrate on holding it just right, it's gonna slip out of my damn hand.
Yeah, I would feel that.
Some large man hands you have, Queen.
Thank you. The royal queen likes it that way.
So I was like trying to contour earlier and I realized I didn't have enough time to do it. So I'm not as pretty as Steven Tyler.
It's alright.
I feel like I'm as pretty as I'm gonna get as a queen.
You're definitely a queen today. Multiple queens. You're a queen and then you're a queen.
See, they were talking about like famous people and they're like not really talking about what they're doing. I'm like, I'm gonna be the queen of... I was like, I'm gonna be the zombie drag queen of England. Putting on zombie makeup on top of all this was a fuck ton of work. So I'm just the fucking queen. And then they went with like rock stars, so I'm like, I should just went as Freddie Mercury. I would have still been the queen.
That would have been funny. I would have liked that.
Or you could have been Elton John.
Yeah. But then he wouldn't have been the queen if he was Elton John.
Yeah, Elton John's pretty
I mean,
cool.
he's pretty queen-like, but like not like Queen Freddie Mercury queen, calling himself queen.
True.
So this is like really like plumish prune-like. It's like prune juice.
I like
Fermented prune juice. I mean, it's good, but
I think it's delicious.
I like the aftertaste. Just kind of a...
too much raisiny. I like raisins.
I'm into prunes and raisins and shit.
So am I, but I don't know.
I like it.
I don't feel like I like getting it. Just makes me.
What's the ABV on this?
12.
Damn.
Hey.
I feel like
It's not tasting 12, but it's feeling 12.
I'm just picturing myself like drinking prune juice and then shitting myself wildly, like, you know, fermented, like Ariana's. Her day tomorrow. She better call off work now. Hey man, I'm drinking this fucking prune wine. No, I'm not drinking that much of it. I just know how my sphincter is going to be handling it, which it's not.
So I'm thinking...
It's not even going to be touching the sides. Like...
Not even going to be touching the sides.
It's just going to run straight out in the fucking... Just like a fucking stream. A violent stream. It's going to be... I'm pissing out my ass! That's what she's going to be doing tomorrow morning.
Probably true.
The mental
My
image
farts have
of...
been farting today, so...
I'm just thinking about the mental image of her asshole and the shit coming out without touching the sides. And I'm thinking about like the fucking like Operation game, and if it touches the side and her asshole...
No, I think it's probably the opposite if it's coming out your ass, because it's like... Yeah, like, no,
Well-
you're not feeling it, and it's like...
Well, it's going to be coming out at like rapid speed. It's going to touch the side, and you're just going to be sitting there in the
That's when you
bathroom.
really fuck up, like when
You're
you
gonna
touch
be
the
sitting
side,
there in the
that's when you
bathroom.
fuck up, and like, you know, if you're not feeling it coming out your ass, you're really fucking up.
I'm just sitting there thinking,
There you go, right.
You'd be
Like
sitting there-
you drink or eat something so horrendous that it's not even touching the sides. That's when you know you fucked up. I get it.
I'm just picturing her in the bathroom at work, and it touches the side, and literally she's like, "Meh!" In the toilet at work, and people are like, what the fuck? Meh!
That's funny. That's great. I would absolutely. Well, I was gonna say I'd absolutely love to see that. Like, I really don't want to be
Take a
like.
picture.
I don't want to see the aftermath. Like, and I also don't want to be laying under the glass table seeing it, but I would just like to see the expression on her face as it's like that frantic, she's fucking just drenching in sweat as she's like, oh no, and she's holding onto the sides of the toilet so she doesn't fucking blast away.
She got like the big veins sticking out the sides of her head.
Next time I'll get a picture of...
That would be
you.
holding on for dear life.
OnlyFans material.
Yeah. It actually would, god damn it. If I had a fucking, like, a diarrhea disorder, like if I had IBS and I was always having diarrhea, I would totally make an OnlyFans dedicated to my diarrhea. Because I bet there's not a lot of bitches that do that. And then so you could just be like, you know, that's your specialty. That's the kink. Like, you know, if you have a niche kink that you go with, And so it's just like, you're going with diarrhea. How many girls out there are trying to sell diarrhea pictures, you know, and like sitting on the toilet pics and stuff like that? And the guys that are into that are going to be willing to pay like good ass.
Her profile name on OnlyFans is Missy Schneise.
Missy Schneise. They're gonna like look that up. They're gonna be like, dude, that shit does exist already, but it's not her. It doesn't even look like her.
I just made somebody some money.
That's right. I mean, you know, and just instead of, I mean, you could sell that.
When did my crown pop off?
You could do your profile for like, I mean, a lot. Like, I wish I was that twisted and demented, or at least had like fucking.
The real crown popped off because it's elastic.
All right, there you go. An elastic crown. Oh, it is.
It's a rubber elastic crown. You think this queen can afford a real crown? Shit.
So today, when I was out shopping for my outfit, I came across this shirt, and I'm like, this is a pretty cool looking shirt. I like it. And I'm like, well, it's a medium. Like, I can fit in some mediums, and some mediums are like super fucking tight. But I was like, it'd probably be alright. I didn't try it on or anything. And then I got it home. And I went to try it on, and I pulled it over. Like, you know, like the top of it's like was like really stretchy, and it fit really good. And I'm like, trying to pull it down, I'm like, ooh, this is not stretchy. Like, the rest of the shirt is not stretchy at all. It's like really weird because I feel like it stretches down some, but it doesn't stretch wide. So I'm trying to put it on, and I'm like, well, let's just fucking see if I can force it on. You know, I can force it on for one show. And I'm like stuck in it. I'm stuck in this shirt. I don't even get it down. I'm like, God damn it. And I'm like, indication of my hands are above my
Is this
head.
like a fat man little coat sort of thing?
I feel weirdness.
Yes. I'm glad I did not do that at the fucking store, for one.
I've been there.
I had to in the fucking dressing room.
Yeah.
Like, God
And you're
damn it!
like freaking out. Like, I hope they don't have to cut this off of me. How do I get out of this fucking thing?
And so I was like doing that, and I'm like, God damn it, my kids are getting ready to come home. I was like, I am not going to have this happen. No, they're not going to be able to make fun of me for getting stuck in his shirt. And so I'm like, I'm trying to pull it up from the front, and it's not coming. I'm like, and I'm looking down, and like my arms are, I'm like, well, I could reach and I could cut it off in the front. I'm like, I could do this. And I'm like, I'm not going to cut that shirt off. And, you know, in my head, I'm like, because it's like it just does not fit on my boobs. And in my head, I'm like, I could probably lose so much weight that it'll fit someday. I don't think it'll fucking work. I'm like, you know, why am I even worried about not cutting this shirt off? Because I'm like, my boobs won't get a lot smaller. They won't get hardly any smaller at all. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then so I'm like reaching back, and I'm able to grab the back of the shirt and pull it up enough that I can like jerk the shirt off, which was really great because I just jerked it right off.
So, like, are you going to need help taking this off later? Or are you concerned you're just going to cut it off?
You know, the thing of it was, like, I threw everything in the washing machine and then in the dryer, and, like, I grabbed the shirt, and I was looking through my other stuff, and I was like, fuck, man, I got rid of, like, all my hippie shirts. I don't have a good shirt to wear that would go good with that. And I'm looking, and I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, I'm just going to take this shirt and cut the back of it up. So I cut it like way up the back, close to the top. So it's almost like those old school Halloween or like a hospital gown. It's got the neck shut, but the back of it's wide open. So it's like really cool because I'm wearing the vest anyway. So it's like all right. And I'm just like, I'm gonna have to have more uses for this vest sometime soon. And so I'm gonna be a vest wearer just to wear it.
See, there's certain kinds of vests I can deal with.
The granny vest.
That one's okay.
It's a granny vest, and I'm like, because I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't think I would ever wear that again. I'm like, I really like the fabric to it. I'm like, I might wear it again just because it's ugly. And some ugly things look pretty cool sometimes.
I like that.
How you do it, you know.
So, like this shit, I had mentioned this in passing.
Dude, he likes touching and molesting things with it. He's gonna fucking jerk his dick off with it. Is what he's gonna do tonight.
No, but like,
did that.
Damn it!
It wasn't as good as he thought.
Right.
no on both counts. So, like I mentioned about being the zombie drag queen of England to Francis like a month ago. She was at a thrift store and found this and got so goddamn excited. She just bought it without telling me. She's like, "There you go,
That's great.
put it on." I wore this to Horrorama on Saturday, and she dressed up as the Prince Consort. Was it Williams or whatever the hell the old dude that the Queen was boning?
I really liked. She looked funny.
But
It looked good, but it was funny just because it just did.
But she was just as
like
that
a creepy old man.
The only Did you hear about that? He was a creepy old man.
Right, I kind of figured. I mean, you know,
Like, the only difference...
the royal family.
The only difference between now and then is I had a bra on as well, and I had, like, big fucking mommy milkers. Big old, like, fucking titties.
Yes,
Yeah, we're not good enough for him to wear his boobies.
No, not
apparently.
at all.
We can't play with his boobies now.
It is hard to put a bra on.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Right.
it is.
No, it's not. You could have had your daughter help you. She's a pro. I mean, it's not that I've ever watched her put a bra on or even seen
I can
or
put a bra
known
in
that she's
2.5 seconds.
right. I you know, but I guarantee your daughter
bra-
is a female. She wears bras. She knows how to put them on.
Like, the bra was barely able to fit when Francis put it on.
It's okay.
Like, it was, like, barely big enough because I do have big chested dude, and it's like,
He's got those movies.
The movies. So she bought you an A cup when she should have bought you a D.
maybe.
Okay.
It's boob mysteries. I don't know
Boob
bra sizes. Now I will state that when I wore this to Horrorama, I did not put on shorts underneath. I put on shorts underneath tonight, and Francis like kept trying to reach up under my skirt, and I'm like, the fuck? I'm getting molested here. The last time I went out in any sort of drag, I went to Rocky Horror Picture Show like fucking 20 goddamn years ago now at this point, dressed as Magenta. And I had, like pantyhose stuffed with beans, and I had big tits then. And there was downtown Dayton, and there was this really drunk Chinese guy who swore to God I had to be a chick, and he just kept coming up and just touching my tits and all this shit and kept grabbing my ass. I'm like,
It's like a bag of sand.
it was like, I'm a dude. He's like, but your boobs are so nice. And finally, like, I got annoyed and walked over to the car and changed back into, like, dude clothes. And he followed me and was like, what are you doing? You get naked? I'm like, I'm a dude. And, like, put my shirt and jeans on. So he's like, you're a guy? What the fuck? Yeah. Oh.
You must have been a pretty girl, man.
I don't see how he wouldn't have
You got a
known
pretty mouth.
because all of the hair
Well, like, I had
coming
all this
up
chi-
out of the dress.
I mean, I had all this chest hair then, too, so, you know.
PCOS.
What?
The polycystic ovary syndrome.
Yeah.
That's you just grow hair, you have an over exaggerated amount of testosterone, and yeah.
I'm a hairy woman.
There you go. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Got it.
when I put this on, my daughter had one of her friends there, and for some reason, this kid, he got super fucking excited to see me in drag. And he
It's
was
alright.
just laughing his ass off. I was like, so hey, you want me to drive you home dressed like this? No, sir.
Well, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids are going to be laughing and thinking that's hilarious. I would be excited about it, but I'd be laughing at it at the
Like,
same
he was
time.
literally like, my dad, I have timed it specifically so you won't be here. So he will definitely be here to pick me up, but he will be here in exactly a half hour. I'm like, so I can hang out for a half hour? Nope, that's good. You best get going. You'll be late.
That's so funny. That's funny shit.
Yeah.
So the arms of this coat are like really fucking tight, so when
I
I go
saw
like
that.
this, it fucking sucks.
And so I saw that when you were putting that on. I'm like, why do they make women's shit so stupid? I absolutely hate it because, like, well, this shirt was pretty decent. I really don't know how it would fit, but it just I am the one that fucking struggles. If I buy a shirt and it's like a feminine shirt that's lower cut and it's not even necessarily meant to show cleavage, it's like I have to buy a really baggy shirt that's like way down here.
Well, I mean, talking about cleavage, look at this bullshit. I mean, come on. Like, with the mommy milk, because it was like out to here and shit, you know?
Right, but if I'm wearing, like, I can't buy smaller shirts because my boobs are too huge. And then she's like, I don't fucking have that problem. But they probably fit her way differently. And then
they won't fit me in the shoulders normally.
Well, like you're sitting there talking about, like,
right,
you're sitting there talking
exactly.
about, like, your wrists and shit and all that. I mean, like, I know this isn't, like, typical lady wear for, like, around, but this is just ungodly, like, realistically uncomfortable, especially with these gloves, you know?
And like, for me, like, this shirt is pretty tight right here, but all of my shirts, even that fit me, are super tight on the fucking arms. And I don't have the back flaps. I have muscular ass arms. And it's like, so anything that's supposed to be like tight and like short sleeves on like the bicep area, I don't like it because it's like, it's just super tight. And I'm like, no.
See, like, this is just like hard to lift my arms up, and it's like tight through here, like when I try to bend my arms and shit.
Right.
It feels fine if I'm straight, like if everything's all like.
Right. You can't look flashy and good and be comfortable.
Well, like
Or
this.
you just have to be comfortable and have to learn to enjoy being uncomfortable.
Well, like this outfit right here, it would be like absolutely for how I do things the most impractical shit in the world. I know it's like the queen, and the queen doesn't do any real work, but for fuck's sake, like I went to the bathroom earlier and I'm just like, where's my dick to go pee? And when I was at the freaking movies, I sat down and dropped a deuce at the theater, and I was like, how do I keep the fucking skirt out of the toilet and shit?
Pull it up.
You gotta pull it up and kind of hold it up here.
Right,
And I'm like sitting here doing that. I'm like trying to wipe and articulate. I'm like, this is just too goddamn much
You're
work.
like, and I just wiped with my skirt.
Like, this is too fucking
That's
much work.
literally it. You're like, maybe.
You come back and you're like, why do you smell like shit?
Right. It's like, to be a woman, you have to not eat 2 days prior to wearing a long skirt, and you have to make sure you can do a fucking cleanse, so you don't have to poop that day, and you don't have to pee that day, and then you got to make sure that you don't want to move a lot, so you got to get all that moving out of the way. Like, it's really just, it's horrific. Like, stupid clothing designers that design shit that does not work for women. It's really shitty.
So stupid.
You know what works really good for women right now, though?
Another beer.
Damn straight.
Absolutely. So, it's funny because I was going to say, I don't remember what this one was, and I didn't remember showing everyone, but I do now.
So this is my second costume for the year.
Arshay, that's your second costume? Yes, it is.
How many are we doing?
We're doing 3 beers.
No, I mean costumes.
Oh.
Until the end of the season. I mean, like...
Till the end of the year. We're just fucking December 25th, baby. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
December 25th, I'll
Christmas
come dressed as Santa Claus.
Ooh,
And,
that's really...
I'll come dressed as Santa Claus. You can sit on my lap and we can talk about what you
Very
want.
amber colored.
Yeah.
How's that for a plan?
What?
Christmas, I'll come dressed as Santa Claus, and you guys can come dressed as my elves or as children that want to sit on my lap, and we can talk about
I
what
do
pops
not want to
up.
dress as a child that wants to sit on your lap.
Me neither. We'll be elves. Thank you.
It's like, I'm going to be, pretty
One
much-
could be the green elf, the other could be the red elf. And be like Santa and his drunken ass elves. We're jolly, excuse me.
Can we be... I don't rhyme. I don't know what I was going to say.
By like that, I should have some kind of inkling of a beard, definitely. I mean, like, I didn't shave
Maybe
since like
when
Saturday,
yours
and there was already getting to be a decent fuzz.
condenses, it might be.
I'm not that worried about it. It's all good.
The queen is okay with this.
So I went to the hill climbs.
See, you mentioned
And-
that, and I never asked what that is.
And
I know what that is.
It's Oregonian, Ohio. I don't know how you say it. Oregonian.
Close enough.
Whatever. Anyway, what it is dirt bikes going up this big hill.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Like a really steep hill that kind of has ramps on it or whatever. So, there's the hill that the dirt bikes are going up, and then there's kind of like a valley, and then there's another hill where everybody sits and watches.
Did it every
And-
weekend?
Huh?
Did it every weekend?
I don't think so.
I'll
But
have to check that out.
I think it might be a yearly thing, but I'm not 100% certain. Or it might be like one weekend a year or something. But anyway, the hill that you sit on is really steep, and it was really kind of a bitch to walk up or whatever. You kind of have to walk out to the side and come up this trail kind of to come up on it. And I didn't know this because
Now you're gonna fall down on your face.
basically I didn't know this, and I was like, man, I would have wore better shoes if I would have known this. But anyway, on the way down, this girl that I've only hung out with twice is they had this beach mat thing that they were sitting on, and she's like, I'm gonna slide down on this thing. Who's coming with me? I'm like, I
I
will.
would have so slid down.
I was like, I will, and I was like, I don't really know her, so I'm like, I don't know if she's fucking around, just saying that fucking around, or if she's actually gonna do this. And then when we're getting ready to go, she's like, you ready? I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm ready. So
So I got a question about the hill. Aside from that, was it the kind of hill if you sit on it, you gotta give yourself a wedgie no matter how you sit?
pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, it was pretty steep.
Okay.
But so we get on this beach mat, I think it was folded in half maybe, so it was this wide, and she straddles it, and then I kind of straddle it, and I kind of have my legs around her a little bit, and I was hoping it was going to slide better than it slid, but we were kind
Right.
of pushing it with our legs or whatever. So just picture 2 40-something-year-old women sliding down this fucking hill.
That's awesome.
And everybody's looking at us and laughing and stuff, and there's people taping it and shit, and I'm I wonder, there's probably a video out there somewhere.
That's great.
Were you thinking, I want to die or this is awesome?
No, I was having the time of my life. It was fun.
Okay.
That would be fun. I like shit like that.
Right?
I need to get out and have friends and go out and do shit, and then all the time I'm like,
She seems like the kind of cool person that would do like weird shit like that, and I'm like,
yeah.
this is the kind of people I need in my life.
Right, exactly.
I personally am excited for this weekend. I'm doing nothing. After the last 3 weekends of running my ass off, this is a not running my ass off weekend. To be followed up by the following weekend of running my ass off really hard.
This is running my ass off weekend, and then next weekend's a running my ass off weekend.
Nope, I'm just chilling with you, and I ain't even running my ass off. I'm just along for the fucking ride.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. And then the next weekend, taking the kids to the...
The queen does not like being trotted upon.
Missy and I are going to a comedy show this
Hell
weekend.
yeah.
Let's see. This weekend, I'm installing a dishwasher. And one of my daughter's friends has been, for some unknown reason, randomly buying boxes of spaghetti noodles at, like, the fucking dollar store and just dropping off boxes of spaghetti noodles in my house. Like, every few days. I've got 3 boxes of spaghetti noodles sitting in my house. Said friend was at the house when I was leaving, and the short sweet version is Sunday I am making a fuck ton of spaghetti, and I am feeding this kid and their boyfriend a shit ton of spaghetti. And anybody that wants to come to my house, a shit ton of spaghetti.
What day?
Sunday.
So I feel like this is really funny. So you said they're boyfriend. So is that really your daughter's boyfriend?
No.
Okay. Because I was like that would go along and would explain it even more. Because you said you don't understand, or your daughter said she didn't understand the joke, and then
I don't
Ariana mentioned nudes.
So, like, the person who is dropping it off identifies as male.
Right.
They identify as male, and they have a male boyfriend.
Oh, you're putting their boyfriend.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And they were at the house this evening.
Fun.
And they were all thrilled to see me dressing up all pretty.
So, because I was gonna say I was gonna say it's a joke about nudes. That's like my thing. It would be like, I'm sending nudes. Ha 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 ha.
No, I'm gonna make the joke. I'm gonna make the joke for Sam about nudes, and I will make it uncomfortable because, well, they're free pasta, but you know that doesn't include the
Free
price.
nudes.
That doesn't include the price of like mental trauma.
That's fair.
But I'm gonna get like a shit ton of make up a shit ton of garlic bread. I'm debating either being a lazy ass buying the frozen meatballs or making like good ones. I'm gonna go all out for this shit.
Meatballs would be fun.
Yeah. Dude, I used to make these meatballs that have like cubes of cheese in them. And they were fucking amazing.
They're really good.
It's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's amazing.
So we didn't rate our first beer.
Oh yeah.
I give it a 3.5.
I think it's a 4.
4.5 for me. I really enjoyed
Wow.
it. I really enjoyed the aftertaste to it.
I just too strong on the raisiny prune feel. Would ya?
See, I feel
Because it's not even named after that, and it's like, I mean, it's wine to me doesn't even ever taste like raisins or prunes, which I like that, but it's just like,
to me,
I'm not a prune juice fan. I like raisins, I like prunes, but goddamn it, I don't want to feel like I'm going to be shitting.
to me, the aftertaste reminded me of almost like the texture of like a cigar.
I wish I had that.
That's what I was getting at.
I think it was too sweet.
What's this called?
It was this one is the Arche Hops Getaway. The chick tried to interest me in this hot chocolate one, and I'm like, I swear I've already seen that one. Or we've already done that one. And we
The queen
did.
is removing
we've
her
done a hot
gloves.
chocolate by then.
The queen has her hairy arm hanging out.
This one,
Sorry.
I don't know what I feel about it. It's really smooth. They have smooth beers.
It has like a nice sweet aftertaste.
Not-
I really like the aftertaste.
It goes okay. So like for me, the first time I've ever was doing craft beers, they were all IPAs, and I was not aware of craft beer. I just thought they were different beers, and I was trying new beers I'd never tried before, and that they were like, I don't know, I thought they were very novel for what they were, but I never knew the term craft beer. But they were all IPAs. There was Fat Tire. That was one that I had tried, and I'm like, oh yeah, those IPAs are weird, and I was trying to get used to them because it was a new beer flavor, and I didn't know there was a shit ton of them, and there may not have been a shit ton of them at the time, but for the, I don't know, the IPA flavor?
It's not a bad IPA flavor. It's not a strong one.
Yeah, it's not. It's weird. I don't know how to...
What the hell? When we went to that... Well, since I talked Rocky Horror, Ariana.
Hold on real quick so I don't forget. So the IPAs, when I would taste the like Fat Tire, I would have to drink like 2 or 3 before they got like good and I could like palate them because I was getting them as 6-packs. This one, the more of it you drink, like the better it gets, but I only have like a third of a 16-ounce can, and so that's like a lot better to me.
I feel like this has kind of like a bubble gum aftertaste almost.
I think it's got a sweet aftertaste.
I enjoyed it. Like, for my money, and this is what I was going to mention earlier, I don't remember the name, a bad IPA, which is just too fucking IPA, Ryan Guy's Truth.
I cannot stand when people are like, oh, I fucking love that one. Like, I had somebody tell me,
so gross.
they're like, oh man, if you like craft beer, you gotta try this one. I tried it, and I'm like, I'm not a Ryan Guy's fan.
Like,
I absolutely hate Ryan Guy's because of that one fucking beer I tried. But
like,
they do a lot of IPAs.
Like, the last time I had one was when you and I, Ariana, went to that Rocky Horror Picture Show thing, and they were selling beer, and I'm like, I will take the Ryan Guy's Truth because it's craft beer over Bud Light, and
right.
I regretted getting that over a Bud fucking Light.
I would rather got the Bud Light for sure.
Because it's just that fucking hoppy awful.
I really have trouble with normal beers anymore, the domestic fucking mainstream shit like that. And I've never liked a Bud Light. I really have never liked light beer. And I've never liked Budweiser. But for me, I don't know. It's like one of the beers I bought today that I didn't bring today. The chick, she was like, because of the can art, she's like, well, if they didn't do a really dank beer, she's like, a dank like IPA, she's like, they really missed out on an opportunity. And I'm like, I was trying to decide how it was supposed to taste when I hadn't yet read the label, because I asked her, she was like one of the workers there, and I was, have you tried this one yet? Because she told me to ask her if I had any questions, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking use that. And there are some that I like that are like, what you would describe as dank, but I feel like dank versus hoppy in my mind are not very different. Like,
so last week we had that, since you're talking dank, last week one of the ones I brought was that dank squash. That is definitely fucking dank as fuck. And
I feel like that's not a super hoppy. Like, there was something different about it. There was something different about it that I want to try more of. Like, they're literally, hops and weed are like in the same family, and I feel like if it's dank, it tastes more weed-like in my mind than actual hops. And I'm not a fan of weed. I think it's a great thing, but this shit just gives me panic attacks. But the taste of it when it's in a beer is like pretty fucking good. Like, I would love to have a beer that is, they do have THC drinks.
Weed beer.
But I don't know that they're beers. They are.
I'm sure if we went to Colorado or somewhere it was legal, there's got to be some brewery.
I would love to taste one. Well, they have them at. They have THC cocktails at. Oh shit! What's that one at the end of Fifth Street? Is that pub?
Oh, I have no idea. Oh.
You know what it is. I know you know what it is.
Flanagan's?
It's not Flanagan's. Flanagan's is by the UD.
Shit, it's been too long since I've actually gone to any of the actual bars.
Dublin Pub.
Okay.
So they have them at the Dublin Pub, but it's limit 2. They limit you 2 drinks of those. So, and I'm like, for me, like, it could go good, and I could be like, this feels amazing. Or I could be like, oh shit, I'm having a panic attack, what the fuck? Like, but I'd absolutely love to try the THC infused.
Like I said, if we went somewhere where it was legal, I 100% guarantee there's a
It's fucking legal here. Apparently it's that well, I got you the beer.
There is somewhere where there is a
scratchy, dirty whore.
The Queen is disappointed at your insults on her. You've insulted all of England. Off with her head!
Alright.
I don't know. But, like, so I've been watching lately a lot of this guys, they're out of the UK, the Craft Beer channel on YouTube. And they've been talking a lot of interesting shit lately. Like, one episode they had, which was just, they went crazy OCD, but they were talking about different temperatures you should go drinking beers.
Obviously.
And they were talking, like, since we're mentioning IPAs earlier, And apparently the only way to really enjoy an IPA is, they were talking in centigrade, like basically as cold as you can fucking get it, just above freezing is the only way to really enjoy an IPA.
Right. I feel like those are when they do taste the best, when they're like super cold.
They were talking about how it is very rare to find anywhere that's a tap room that will set the they will like physically set the temperatures of their taps, or have even the ability to specifically, because like say like the Guinness more stout kind of stuff is better a little bit warmer.
Yes.
And finding a tap room that will set their stuff to anything but, everything's, we'll just say, 40 degrees or something.
Right.
That they were sitting there talking about it, and they had went through the episode and they set all the temperatures of the beer to what they were supposed to be and all this shit. I've been watching a hell of a lot of those guys on my lunch breaks, and I'm getting into them. They've got this 2-hour long freaking documentary they did about this London Porter craft brewery that's over there. It's like, if I ever get over there, I need to drink some of that shit.
Hell yeah. That's a thing to do. That's this beer. I mean,
here's my thoughts on it. I liked it enough. It's gone quickly.
Right. I want to give it a 3.5 because I'm not an IPA fan, but I want to get, I want to build that up to where I can have an appreciation for some. I want to figure out what hops I do have a preference for versus, if I look at a can and see that they're brewed with these hops, I don't like it. Mm-hmm. And I feel I don't know, there's certain hops. I can't remember, because I see Mosaic hops a lot. And
I've used Mosaic in the shit that I've brewed, so.
Right. I feel see, these will have this is Magnum hops, Columbus hops, Simcoe hops, Chinook.
I've used Simcoe.
Simcoe, but
I've not heard of any of
the other ones.
I've used Simcoe. I've not used Columbus. What was the others?
Magnum.
I've heard of
and
Magnum.
Chinook.
I've heard of Magnum. I might have used it once.
So I kind of like the fact, because I looked at this and I was like, ooh, yeah, I'm going to try. Oh, no, it's a fucking IPA. Let's see what they have. And so there's roasted barley and smoked wheat. And this had a really strong smell. You could definitely tell it was an IPA, but it seemed there was something just super different about it.
Well, just seeing Campfire, my brain would have immediately jumped to.
That's why I looked.
My brain would have immediately jumped to. It's like a marshmallow with lactose, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I like smoke flavor.
That's where I went. That's where I thought you were going to say. Mm-hmm. So I went. When I saw the Campfire, but saw it was a hops, I was like, ugh, I don't know. I'm not a hops fan because I put away a different Arche in order to get that one, and I was like, I will only get this if there are smoked hops in there, and that says something about smoked, and it did, so I got it. Because I feel because the one that I put away, I always gravitate towards fucking shit that's chocolate or shit that's.
I crown thee queen.
I gravitate towards coffee and all that shit, or bourbon barrel, and I feel it had a lot of that in it. And I'm trying to do something different, and I gotta get an IPA. Because there for a while, I was trying to get the sours and shit, and I'm I can't get into sours anymore. I used to love them, and now it's I'm not a fan.
I think sours for me, it's the time of year,
Yeah, definitely.
Sours are also one of those things where I have to be in the mood for a specific hit of I'm bored and I want just something I know that is just gonna be a shock to the system,
See, I like certain sours.
The fact that she's double washed her glasses means this last one is going to be fucking phenomenal, right?
Well, I feel I always try to save it. I was debating on using the bottle for the last one. I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I would have been disappointed.
The sours that I like are usually the ones that are slightly tart with some sweetness to it.
Yeah, I try to find them with lactose in them. That's the ones that I prefer.
Last summer there was one sour I regret not buying, and I haven't seen it since. It was a Hawaiian Punch flavored one.
Ooh, I bet that's good.
So I would have tried it. I would have liked trying it.
I was trying
But
it.
I'm not a Hawaiian Punch fan. It's
I
too
like
fake.
Hawaiian Punch.
And I'm
It
not.
was-
I'm
usually
not.
like fruit punch.
I hate fruit
So
punch.
it was.
And I think Hawaiian Punch is why.
So
I
there's
think Hawaiian
that.
punch is the only fruit punch that I like.
So I can't remember the name of the place now, but there is a gas station down in Cincinnati that Zach always says is great for craft brew.
Yeah, we stopped there when we went out to that circus brewery.
Yeah. I stopped there. It was like right after he got his baby home. Francis and I were down there to see his baby and visit things. And I went over there like after the fact just to go see what they had. And I was like, shit, I got to watch my money. And it was one of those, okay, I'll get this another time. And I haven't seen it since. But it literally had like Hawaiian Punch dude on it and all that shit. That's the only sour I regret not grabbing.
And can't you buy them by the single? You build your own 6-pack at that gas. See, that's what's great about that gas station. That gas station has more beer than that stupid ass fucking bottle shop that I went to in Columbus that didn't have shit about fuck.
Do you want me to take this off?
It is painful. It's so fucking painful. I'm not a sensitive individual, but those sequins hurts. The queen is a hairy bitch.
The queen's got. There, is
It's
that
a
better? The queen got both.
Some Wolfman shoulders.
Should I do a werewolf queen
Isn't it-
next?
Alright, that'd be
we already
funny.
had the full moon, didn't we?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the other day, like here recently.
Is this better though? Is the arm hair better than the scratchy
Yeah,
sequins?
it absolutely is.
Okay. With my fucking farmer tan shit going on.
Right.
Can't
Okay.
tell with all the hair on there.
Right. Yeah. Built-in sunscreen.
I mean,
This is gonna be good. I walked into the place, saw the 6-pack, and I was like,
Ooh.
ooh. I was like, I might have to buy a fucking 6-pack. And then I was like, it was really funny because I was picking out beer, and then I'm like over here, and I walk over the other section, and I'm picking out beer, and then I look up and I saw this one as a single, and I was like, yes! And I swear it was probably like the biggest yes ever, you know, like they were probably laughing at me and shit. And I don't even care.
so if you're bitching about my sequins.
I think it's going to be good. I don't think it's going to be as strong as what I would like it to be for the flavor that it's supposed to be.
But you're bitching about my sequins. Yeah, I don't care for them either. There's obviously no sequins on the inside, but yeah. Other than looking a little shiny, I don't really see a point.
Right. I've always hated sequins on shit. That's another thing about women's attire that I fucking get pissed off about.
Shiny boobies.
It's like, I'm not a fan of the shiny, stupid shit. It's like fucking dumb.
Damn.
I think it smells good. I'm having.
I like it from back here. I'm kind of like, I still smell what you made from supper.
I made some good ass supper, but I was pissed because I burned it.
I thought it was still
but it still tasted
phenomenal.
good.
It's very good.
This doesn't have the sniffy. This side.
I'm not getting
mean-
much of a flavor. I need to sit here and ruminate on this one.
Ooh.
It's a lot.
I get it.
It's a lot weaker flavor-wise than that IPA, so I got to ruminate on this a minute.
It definitely is. You
I've
gotta
been
like really.
sniffly. They've been taking fields down around my house and stuff, so like I've been sniffly and stuff.
Oh god, I have been fucking dying the last week and a half. Like between shaving off the mustache for Fester last week, which is like a natural air filter, I swear to God, and then everything, like everybody harvesting, my sinuses have just been making it impossible to breathe. Yesterday, across from my work, they were either cutting the fields or because of the time of the year, they were spreading manure on top of the shit, and it was just a combination of like soybean dust and pig shit in the air that was just murdering me all fucking day. Oh my god.
That's good times. So this beer, to me,
It does not smell like pig shit or soybeans.
no. But to me, there's some flavors in it that are very reminiscent of like what I feel like it's supposed to taste. So like, you know, you get a beer and you're like, it can be either really strong and taste just like it, or it's going to taste a little like it and more like beer. It doesn't have a big, like an overwhelming amount of beer taste to it.
I don't know what the flavor is, but I like
I feel
it.
like it's
Right.
some kind of vanilla or cream soda or something like that. And I feel like we've had something like this before.
Well, see, this tastes like something, like, because there was something that was like, it tasted a lot like a cream soda that we had recently that was really fucking good. And this is not a cream soda beer, but like, I mean, the vanilla flavor makes sense.
It's a very sweet beer.
But it's not, you wouldn't necessarily associate vanilla with it, but it makes sense.
Okay, well, what is it? I'm enjoying it.
It is pretty good for what it is. Because I was kind of wondering myself, I'm like, ooh, is it going to be super good or is it going to be like mostly beer?
I don't know.
It doesn't taste like what you think it would, and you would never guess it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like it.
It is
It's
good.
not bad.
So, Art is Anal, otherwise known as Artisanal Brewworks. Touch O Crunch. So it's a cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I saw the 6-pack and I was like, dude, I gotta buy that 6-pack.
That is very good.
And then that's when I saw that I was like, yes! I was like so excited because they had
Cinnamon
a one.
Toast Crunch is the best cereal.
Absolutely.
So, but I'm not getting Cinnamon Toast Crunch too much out of it.
No, neither am I, but it's absolutely good.
There's such a subtle flavor.
I get a little bit of cinnamon, but that vanilla makes sense because when you end up drinking a lot of times like cereal milk, it's vanilla-ish because of the sweet mix with the milk.
Cereal milk is the best.
It is. So that's what I'm getting. So this is a spiced red ale with cinnamon cereal. Contains milk, sugar, lactose. Keep refrigerated. Drink fresh. It's 7.4%. And it's really good. Like,
Red ale?
yes. Like, disappointed that it's not more cinnamon toast crunch like, but I feel like I do get a little bit of that cinnamon. Ooh, the burps taste like cinnamon toast crunch. But
There's definitely, when I rolled around the tongue, just a hint of that cinnamon. That's kind of what that tingle is.
I do taste the cinnamon.
Where are these guys out of?
I don't remember.
I mostly
There
get
aren't
the beer.
I'm not getting. I mean, like, to me, it doesn't taste a lot like beer. I mean, it's like beer-ish, but I think it's pretty good. Like the aftertaste.
Saratoga Springs, New York.
There were a couple beers there today that I did not
My
buy.
straps have fallen.
That I love it because your body hair is turning gray. Are you getting gray pubes?
Not that I've noticed. Would you like to find out, baby?
No.
You're like, I haven't paid that much attention.
I will ask Francis if anything.
What would you like to? Because you can
like,
crawl
does
up
the
under
man have gray pubes?
You can crawl up under my skirt, baby.
If I crawl up under your skirt, I'm fucking ripping them out so I can show them in front of the camera.
I was looking in the mirror this morning and I thought I had something in my hair and I was like, that's a fucking gray hair.
I
See,
I see gray hairs in
So here's
me,
the thing about gray hair. When you have no hair, there's nothing to be gray.
except for when you have an ample amount of body hair.
Yeah, well,
there's a lot to be gray.
Yeah, well, we try. It's okay. I'm letting it all grow back out. Depending on what other costumes I rig up for the rest of this particular season, I may just stop shaving again until I feel like shaving in the future.
Sometimes.
Because pretty much after like the excuse of Halloween costumes, I have no reason or motivation to shave fully again.
Right.
Plus, we're going into the cold season, and I'll be the fat, hairy man with a beard. Because I still don't like how I look without a beard. Drag queen outfit or not.
No, I don't like you without a beard either. It's weird.
Yeah, I kind of didn't at first, but I'm getting used to it. But it's still weird, and I like the weird factor.
Except for with lipstick on. You look nice with lipstick.
I think that's what
it
makes
pulls
it.
off the no beard.
It does
Like,
because his face is so flush with his lips. It's like there's no color variation in his face, and I'm used to seeing a great color variation.
And that's a good color for you. Did Francis pick that up?
Yes. So one of the things she said about that, which I thought was absolutely hilarious, supposedly the best color for lipstick matches your nipples. My nipples are not this color, but
that I've heard that.
I just want to know.
If you want to have natural lipstick,
The question I had is then when she mentioned that, I was like, so like how long did you stand in the lipstick aisle with your tits out?
that's funny shit.
Going nope. I didn't get slapped, but I could
Sloshed
have.
on your boobie.
That would be hilarious.
You just like some employee walks up and you're just sitting there putting like
With
lipstick on your tit.
I
What are
wish
you doing? Figure out the best color.
I wish I had that level of crazy. Like I still have to not get arrested, But if I ever get to the point where getting arrested is negligible to my means of surviving, like, I would probably do shit like that. I would record it. I would have a fucking tripod and a camera set up, and I'd be like, so today, I've heard that your best, lipstick match is the same color as your nipple. So let's find out.
And I'm
going to be in the fucking store.
Her OnlyFans.
Taking those, like, the samples, and I'm just going to be like,
So, people that subscribe to Missy's OnlyFans, here's what you do. Start sending her lipstick. Lots and lots of different colored lipsticks. She's just going to sit there on video and go,
I'm going to just, color all over my boobs.
She's like, no.
It'd be like all the way around.
No.
Like a color wheel on your boob.
I'm picturing like at some point she's just going to like be bored with it, like, smiley, fuck it.
I would totally just fucking colors. I'd go all over my body. I would look like a fucking Picasso. Like, it would be so awesome. Like, it'd be so amazing. I would love this shit. It'd be great.
Everybody find her OnlyFans page. Send her lipstick.
There you go.
She'll do it for you. $50, maybe more.
Absolutely. There you go.
Dream on.
Dream on.
So anything else cool do we have to? What did you do the days of the week? What did we have any special days?
I didn't look.
Oh,
I
Harry.
quit looking because we just kind of quit doing it.
Drop the ball.
Here, I'll look right
Did
now.
we even mention what episode this is?
68.
I don't think I did mention it.
Next
Maybe I did.
Week is the special episode.
Next week's going to be the nicest episode of them all.
What am I looking
Damn
for?
it, I should have bought like an extra beer for that. I'll have to either get one or just bring one.
Now that I've like taken off the shawl and the hair, I feel like way the fuck more manly. Like, sup, bitch, let's go.
You look like one of those dudes that likes to dress and drag, but also does not like to have to pull it off perfectly. Like, there's no set, this is what a woman is. There's no set, this is what a man is. I really like the people that do that. They dress how it's like, oh, you don't pass as a woman. Well, I'm not trying to pass as a woman. I just identify as a woman, but this was what makes me feel good. This is what makes me happy. That's what you remind me of.
So, like, for me, this year's Horrorama, the first movie they played was the original Psycho.
Go ahead with your original Psycho.
It was the original Psycho, and you guys seen the original Psycho or not? Black and white?
I haven't.
Okay, so the original Psycho...
I've not even seen, like,
Norman,
other Psychos.
like, the main bad guy or person is Norman Bates, and he runs a hotel, and there's a chick that comes there, like, he fucking kills the shit out of her because, like, his mother tells him to, and by the end of the movie you find out that his mother's been dead this whole time, and he's in fact his mother in drag, and he's got, like, multiple personality disorder.
Yes.
When I went to Horrorama, I was suddenly feeling like an extreme missed opportunity because I went there wearing this full Queen outfit, but I was like, oh shit, if I'd have thought like 3 seconds further, I could have, swapped out this dress for a Norman Bates dress, and I'd have been there as Norman Bates' mother.
Do a lot of people dress up going there?
They used to. They did not this year. It used to be there was a costume contest, scream contest. They haven't done it in a few years because I feel like the people running it have gotten lazy.
Lazy ass bitches.
Horrorama.
Oh.
All-night horror film fest. I started going to it when I was 19. I have never missed one. I am, 42 now, and I feel like that's a nerd mark of pride. I'm the only one that cares about it.
Nerd.
It's a nerd mark of pride, and I'm the only one that cares about it. This year's movies were Psycho, Jason X, which is like the best Jason movie ever.
I like the Jason versus Freddy because it's just fucking weird.
Dude, Jason X is almost as over the top
that
fucking campy. That's that's Cyber Jason in the future.
That's what I thought it was.
Like, they freeze Jason Voorhees in like a cryogenic chamber, and then like 400, 500 years in the future, some space explorers from another planet come find him because the Earth has been trashed, and they thaw him and this chick out, and by the end of the movie, like, there's like a cyborg robot chick who's like firing these space guns at him and blows him away, but he lands on like a healing bed. And the healing bed like rebuilds into like a cyborg Jason Voorhees.
Right. See, okay, that one was kind of funnish.
It's fun in the annals of, well, that's fucking retarded. They just fucking went for it. They didn't ask questions, didn't do focus groups. They didn't ask the internet because it wasn't a thing. It was, let's whip our dick out. This is fucking stupid, and we're gonna goddamn own it.
I prefer the Jason Goes to Hell and the Jason versus Freddy, because those are like the ultimate ridiculousness. And I'm not even a Jason fan. I don't prefer them.
I kind of just like the original just because of nostalgia.
Well, like the original feels like, compared to that, 100% grounded in reality by comparison. Because like the first Jason movie
is more realistic than any of the latest ones.
Well, like the first Jason movie was the most realistic of them all because, like, essentially Jason wasn't actually Jason; he was his mom. Spoiler alert!
Right.
What's the best Freddy movie? 3.
Yeah. I literally just answered that online today.
Did you really?
Yeah, because somebody they had a you know how like they have the it's funny because it's like it looks like a sketched picture of all of those guys, but they're sexy. So they're like kind of naked, but they look like
I've
them.
seen those. Those are fucking hilarious.
And so somebody posted the Freddy, and they're like, "What's your favorite Freddy?" You know. And it was funny because I was actually gonna go, or like they said, favorite Freddy or favorite part, and I was gonna go with the part where like the dude was sucked in the bed where Joey was.
Yes.
And that's what I was gonna put in there, you know, like, but like his mom's like, "I'm tired of picking up your clothes," and I even put that in a comment. I put.
We quoted that forever.
Because see, like I went to the comments. And then I was gonna be like, you know, the third one, and then somebody had a GIF of him getting pulled into the bed, and I was like, "Joey, I'm tired of picking up your shit," you know. And I was like, it was fucking amazing because I just laughed so hard. I was like, yes, you know. I was like glad that was a part of it. But yeah, that's.
Oh god. Just for the like over the topness, I'm gonna say Freddy versus Jason, but all of them, it's really hard to fucking pick on Freddy's. The only one I did not like is where they tried to like reboot Freddy and they used like a different actor. They used the guy.
I liked him, and because it was shitty.
They used like the guy that played Rorschach off of the Watchmen movie.
Because it looked absolutely horrible.
Well, like Freddy Krueger in the past, it was a lot of prosthetics to make up his shit. And then the way they did the makeup for Freddy in that one, it just looked like they threw a Freddy mask on him.
Yeah, it looked bad. It did. It looked terrible. It looked
like
absolutely
it is such a fucking bad movie that when you mention it, everybody's like, "Huh? They made a remake of Freddy?"
It's a bad remake, and that's kind of why I like it. I don't know why. Like it's a good bad remake.
What was it? They keep doing Halloween movies, and they keep continuing it on. And the main chick from the Freddy movies, her name's gonna fucking escape me now.
Nancy. Yeah. Well, wait. Is she Nancy in the movies, or is her name Heather? So she's Heather.
Basically, that actress said that she would love to see them after all this time do another Freddy movie with her and Freddy coming back now.
Like an extension or a remake.
An extension, like continuing on the continuity.
I would love to see that.
Because realistically, the last Freddy movie with classic Freddy was Freddy versus Jason.
Mm-hmm. It was.
And then that's been it. I would love to see that if they pulled it off.
Dude,
right.
I swear she was in a movie I just watched here recently, and it was a Netflix original movie, and I feel like it was a scary-ish movie. The Netflix originals have now become the new Hallmark movies, because I swear there was some people in it that I'm like, oh my god, that's this person, and I was laughing my ass off because like of who the people were, and it just reminded me of like the washed up 90210 people and the fucking Saved by the Bell people.
Well, like one of the things about the Netflix movies, they don't use SAG. Generally speaking, they don't use a lot of SAG actors, Screen Actor Guild, because the Screen Actor Guild guys, they have to go at guild rates, so they're more expensive. So if they can get away with it, they use non-union actors, which is why you see a lot of these people that are like older, washed up, that are no longer union, and they're just like, oh, well, you don't have to pay me Screen Actor Guild rates. You can pay me this cheaper rate because I just want to work, and they're like, sold.
Right.
The hell was it? A few years ago, Netflix had a Transformer series. Pretty decent series, but they did not use any of the original cartoon voice actors because all of those guys are Screen Actor Guild now. and they didn't want to pay the rate, so they just found people that kind of sounded like them. And
That's funny.
I hate to sound all nerdy, but the performance of like Optimus Prime sounded dry and useless, and Megatron didn't sound like anybody.
I feel like they should have used a compilation like,
Despite all those actors still being very much alive and very much active.
Right. So I was going to say, I feel like they should have used a compilation of all of the sounds and words they've used and created their own things. Kind of like that South Park episode that they did. So when they were like made fun of Scientology.
When Chef died.
Chef died.
Yeah.
And so they made the episode with Chef, but he was sounding really weird. And it was because the guy that played, was it James Earl Jones? Was a big into Scientology.
The guy that played Chef, like the actor that played him, he got tired of some of the stuff they were doing on South Park and started getting into Scientology. And like he was getting tired of like just the offensive level of shit they were doing.
Right.
And he wanted to do things because he didn't like how they were portraying black characters and all this other shit.
Gotcha. I thought it was a Scientology thing.
So he like started refusing to do episodes. In the same breath, they started having like, cracking on Scientology, and that was his religion. The Scientology, more or less, Isaac Hayes, that was the actor.
Okay, what James Earl Jones did not do. Why did I think James Earl Jones? Isn't that fucking Darth Vader?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
But like basically Isaac Hayes like ended up dying penniless and not taking care of his health, because he was spending all this time doing shit with the Church of Scientology. In the meantime, the people at South Park were just fucking daring them and cracking on them and be like, fucking suicide.
Oh, did he really die?
Yeah. Oh, he died.
That's why they took him off the show?
Yeah.
I thought he just refused to be on any more episodes.
He died, and like more or less because the Church of Scientology fucked with him. And like the last episode where they had Darth Chef, because I've been doing the South Park.
That's why I mixed them together.
I've been doing a South Park rewatch lately, and when I saw those episodes, like holy shit, because they went back and like pulled all the old voice clips of him
and it sounded so fucked up.
And it was like they would purposely they recut it to sound terrible. And like, what the hell's wrong with you, Chef? And he's like, I'm gonna make love to you, butthole children. And like literally that was their like fuck you, because they had this like he joined the Super Adventure Club in that episode and talked about like the Super Adventure Club. What they did was they went around and they made love to children. And like the boys tried like hell to get Chef to not make love to children and make love to women.
Right.
And by the end of the episode he went with them because the Isaac Hayes had died and they had Chef die.
Okay, so that I thought that they were saying fuck you because basically he refused to do episodes, but
he decided to stop doing episodes and completely cut off from that family of actors, the South Park family, we'll call it, because all those kind of shows will have like family, especially shit that runs as long as that. And he instead went off to go do his religion and his Scientology thing.
Gotcha.
They sucked all of his money out because they decided the Church of Scientology is just there to make money for the Church of Scientology.
But basically, as I was saying with that, which I really don't remember who I was saying it about, but I feel like it would have been funny had they made that particular movie with the cuts and the splits and like done all this with your Transformers shit.
Yes,
like it would have been really funny had they done that. That was my whole point.
Oh, they could have definitely had enough material to do that.
Absolutely.
But like the live action movies, the guy that played Megatron and Optimus back in the day are like absolutely willing to do the live action movies because they'll get paid, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to do that. Right. And well, you make a couple
for Netflix.
You make a couple $1 million, you go to decide that your rate's a little expensive for Netflix.
Right. I feel like Netflix can afford that these days, though.
Netflix is losing fucking subscribers and shit to all the other services. Because, like...
I've kind of heard that, too. Well, there was that...
Because, like...
What was that cheerleader movie that was those little girls fucking twerking on stage?
Yeah.
That made a big issue.
Well, like, the big problem...
And they kept it on there forever. I don't even know if it's still on.
Their content pretty much sucks.
Well, like, the big problem with Netflix, when they started, they were the only ones out there. Right. Disney had their shit on there. Everybody had their shit on there because they're the only ones. Well, now Disney has Disney Plus.
Their own, right.
HBO has their own. Fox has their own. Paramount, CBS has their own. Everybody that used to have their content on there has their, original licensed material and all that sort of shit on their own services.
Right, that's why they had to make their original Netflixes so people would stay on Netflix.
Yeah, and they basically at that point were going and grabbing any licenses that were free out there or cheap.
Right. I'm really a fan of Paramount Plus. I still watch some Netflix here and there. We have Hulu. I don't have the commercial-free Hulu, which sucks ass.
I am paying currently for Disney Plus, and I have
Disney Plus.
and I have pulled some shit and traded around, and I have lots of things.
I really feel like I need to pull the trades.
But
I want HBO so I can have the new South Parks. I have all the new Beavis and Buttheads. Which
South
are
Park
great.
South Park up to season 25 is on HBO. Everything after that is on Paramount.
They don't really have anything after that. They have the it's COVID. There's 2 COVID episodes, and then there's a Stream Wars. And I watched the Stream Wars. I can't really remember what it is, but I saw a commercial for the Stream Wars 2. So they're I think they're hour-long episodes. And but they have 4 of them. Like fucking 4, and then they have the movie.
So COVID fucked up everything then. Because they're just not doing that many? I don't even know if they're still... I don't have cable. Are they even still playing on cable TV?
I couldn't tell you. I don't have cable. Who has cable? I don't fucking know.
Steven Tyler doesn't have cable.
No.
Right. Steven Tyler's never had cable.
Steven Tyler's sitting over there all quiet like fucking nerds with their fucking nerd
I was
shows.
half napping.
Well, I when I saw you and looked over at you because you were making you looked like you're trying to make a Steven Tyler, but I'm like, you're looking at yourself. You're making faces at
I
yourself.
don't have my glasses on.
That's so great. I was like, she's making faces. She's bored. Like do 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 do.
At least I nerded out and someone nerded out with me for a while. That's a thing.
Right.
I'm cool with the nerding out. I'm just sitting here listening.
She doesn't have the nerd vocab, but she likes to listen to it. That's cool. Sometimes it happens. I'm the bridge. I do the nerd and then I do this thing.
That thing.
I don't know what it is.
What is it? I don't know
You're not
either.
a nerd.
I don't know. I'm kind of a nerd. Everybody's a nerd in their own way.
They nerd out over certain things. But to nerd out over nerd shit like this guy does, he's a true nerd.
I went to a toy show a few weeks ago.
I'm not that level of nerd.
I went to a toy show a few weeks ago. I bought $100 worth of Transformer toys. My buddy who went with me, Tim.
See, now I don't know what the fuck I am. I'm like, I don't know, man.
My buddy Tim who went with me spent over $500 on Transformer and G.I. Joe toys.
Ron only
and I'm just
wishes. He faps to his buddy Tim.
I'm just like goddamn dude, I know you ain't got no wife and no kids, but dude, wow. Tim's cool, in his own right, but he has lists of parts he's missing from specific things, and I'm going, that's too much OCD, dude. I get laid.
That's funny.
That's all I can say. I get laid. I don't have that kind of energy. Anyway.
Ron used to go straight on, full on, go search out the brand new toys in box. So therefore, he doesn't have missing parts. He gets laid because he doesn't have missing parts. If he had the missing parts, probably wouldn't get laid.
Maybe.
I need to buy this gun that this Transformer from this era was supposed to have because I'm missing a part. This sticker fell off back in this time here, and I need to get this sticker.
Tim's more
specific color.
That's a lot of Tim, but he's more entertaining than that.
That's so funny.
But that is neither here nor there. At least Tim's one of the more stable friends I've got on the outside in the outside universe, so I won't front him for being an OCD super nerd guy.
You'll just tell him, "Oh fuck you, I get laid."
No, I'll just go. I'll just sit there and look on at him in awe and wonder as he completes all of the 1984 through 91 Generation 1 Transformers with all their parts.
But would you look at him and say, "You know what? I'm going to take one for the team. Here you go, bud."
No, it's more along the lines of, I've asked him, so do you have any plans to display these things? No, because if I put them out, they'll get sun damaged. Really? Put some fucking blinds up and don't let sun into the room.
He needs a closet that he can open up and admire his toys.
So he can go into the closet and come out of the closet?
So I went to an open house one time, and it was like this house that was like really expensive, like $1 million house or something ridiculous.
Nice.
And they had like a swimming pool in their basement and all this
Oh,
shit.
Jesus Christ.
But I go in there and
I want a
like
swimming pool in my basement,
Right.
not because it flooded.
this lady had like was apparently like super into Christmas. So she kept her Christmas shit out all day, but she had it in like this thing where she could open the wall up, like a sliding door kind of. But it was, I don't know, it was like really weird the way it was like, kind of, I mean, it wasn't really a room. It was just like a hidden, like, I mean, it was like shelves, but it was like bigger than this. It was almost like a table, and you just like open the wall up. But it looked like the wall when it was closed. But yeah, like you just open it up and there's all our Christmas shit. You need something like that.
I need something like that. Shit, that'd be
It's
cool.
badass.
That'd be cool. As long as it keeps the dust off of things. Dusting things is the biggest pain in the ass.
And I know that people that are really rich have not the greatest taste in decorating, or I just don't have the greatest taste in decorating.
So are you rich?
I might be.
Either I'm rich or maybe rich people do have great
They
taste.
might have great taste, and I just think it's bad taste.
It's the rich people that are rich enough to spend like $1 million on fucking like original Van Goghs. Well, why do you have that? Because it's a Van Gogh. But do you care about paintings? No. It's a Van Gogh.
They just had like these ugly like floral curtains and shit, and like this ugly green carpet, and I'm like, really? In like $1 million house? I mean, they probably hadn't redecorated it since the 90s. Maybe.
Well, like the real question about that is so it's a $1 million house and they're rich. Do they have time to stop and decorate if they're making that kind of bank?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they did or anything like that.
See, the original paintings from things like Van Gogh and shit that like can no longer be gotten because, you know, art and he's dead and all that shit. And, you know, I get that those, you know, high end or whatever, but I feel like I like the thought of that all of art is a conspiracy theory, because so you got art and then like, you know,
It's just like my beautiful red lips.
I could draw something, I could, you know, fucking paint something, do whatever with it, and then like you can buy it and then you can donate it somewhere and say, well, this is an art piece and it's fucking worth this much, blah blah blah, and then so you can like a massive thousands of dollars written off because you donated thousands of dollars, but really I just fucking gave it to you, you know, it's not worth shit. So yeah, like I like that theory along with art.
I feel the same way about NFTs.
I feel it's also money laundering schemes. That could be totally worked into that shit. NFTs, yes.
The non-fungible whatevers. There was like a group of guys that were selling like monkey GIF avatars, and like they all had their own like specific little code in the blockchain, and there's only one of them. And they've talked about like working NFTs into video games. So if I go and buy this one this one power pack for Mario, it is this only time it'll ever be anything because of the specific code in it. And I own this, and if I want to sell this specific power up to you, I can sell it to you for real cash money or some
That's still a
bullshit.
thing.
Yeah, they talk about that being
That's
a thing.
so
I haven't
weird.
really heard anything else about it lately.
I hadn't for the longest time, and then I saw someone, I think they're making their own NFTs. There's somebody that was like a marketer that I like was on friends with for the longest time on Facebook and shit. And
It's like Bitcoin, there's nothing real backing it up.
And they sound stupid, but I've heard several big, like Gary Vee and that other dude. He's the rich dad, poor dad guy. And they both say that NFTs are going to be a big thing, and it's kind of like, maybe I should put some money into some NFTs. And,
You see, when they say things like that, the only reason NFT is going to be a big thing is because they said they're going to be a big
right,
thing.
and
if they get enough people to do it, yeah, it'll be a big thing, but until then, probably not.
But those people have repetitively said things are going to be a big thing, and then they become a big thing. It's
Well,
like the only reason why I'm like,
well,
maybe
you were talking
I should.
about like the conspiracy theory of things. That feels very conspiracy theory to me, like they're trying to say it so it becomes a big thing. They invested a good amount in it.
Right, yeah, I
And
would
they're
see
like,
that.
buy NFTs because they're going to be a big thing. If we keep saying this enough, they'll be a big thing.
Like if the Tesla dude, what's his name again?
Musk, Elon.
Yes, because like he basically dogged Doge and then it fucking dropped. If he's to say, oh, there's a fucking new Bitcoin out there, it's called fucking VCR. And they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go buy VCR. And he already dumped a shit ton of money into it.
I like that you were like, what's his name again? He's like one of the richest people in the world. If he's not the richest person in the world.
I identify
It's a fucking dick merging contest between him and the Jeff Bezos who own Amazon.
Yeah, there you go. But I basically identify him as Tesla. Hey, it's Tesla.
That one guy. What's his name?
That's right,
I like
exactly.
I like it.
So, I think we've hit time. Have we learned anything today?
Ron either needs a goatee or lipstick to be complete. That's what I learned.
I don't disagree with that.
That's so funny.
Like, until I shaved, really reshaped because I was putting the fucking dress back on. I hadn't shaved since Saturday, and I was getting just a little bit of fuzz. See a little darkness around my chin, mustache. It's like, okay, it'll be looking normal in like 2 weeks. And I'm like, I gotta fucking shave this shit to look right. Alright, fine. And right's a relative term because, come on, I'm not that sexy of a bitch.
So then, if I was to break into your house and shave your face, would you be like, damn it, now I have to wear lipstick to work?
No.
Damn it!
No.
Like, why not? I really feel like you should start wearing lipstick to work.
I do too.
Again, I don't want to get confused with my other coworker of the same last name.
That's great. I think you should.
I think you should have a pissing contest.
There you go, exactly. Who can be the female or more female?
Molly.
The famale. Who can be the famale or more female? Famale.
I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
No,
I have
you're not good.
I have a reputation to maintain.
Nope. Wear that lipstick.
So, like, one of the dudes at work the other day was asking about how my Fester costume turned out and all that. And I showed him pictures of the Fester costume. And
I love that.
And then I scrolled past this. I'm like, yeah, he doesn't need to see that. And then, like, he was showing me a costume he whipped out for a costume contest at a bar. He went as Colonel Sanders.
Nice.
Like, he's got, like, the fucking Colonel Sanders hair and like, little Colonel Sanders beard going on anywhere. And he was, like, walking around talking in a, like, straight-up Colonel Sanders outfit. He went to a KFC before this thing. He's got the white hair and everything. Went to a KFC before it and picked up, like, a bucket. And he said, like, he was just fucking with people, walking around the KFC, looking in things, looking all close, acting like he was expecting it. And, like, one of the other managers was like, looking like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Apparently didn't realize that Colonel Sanders is actually dead. And has been for a while.
That's funny as fuck.
But he thought the dude thought he was getting, like, inspected, and he was like, yeah, I just need a bucket of chicken, whatever you got. What do you mean? Just a bucket of chicken, whatever you got. I'm going to a costume contest.
That's great. So, with you being as bald as fuck, and this is insulting as fuck too, you're gonna hate me. It's being as bald as fuck with that crown on. God damn it. Open up. Do you understand what I'm getting ready to say yet? Do you know who I'm going to say you look like?
Do you understand the words?
No.
I don't know what you're going to say either.
It's that fucking crown and you're bald as shit. Alright, god damn it. We're gonna get... So, Mike Tyson's Punch Out, that King Hippo dude.
Oh, God. So, should I come next week?
Oh shit, he does kind of look like him.
Right, like you know, it's...
The guy just doesn't have any shoulder hair.
So, should I just come in, like, short?
You gotta shave your hair. Fucking nair your ass. Dude, nair yourself. You gotta completely nair yourself.
Dude, how many bottles of Nair do you think that's gonna take?
That shit goes on and spreads surprisingly thin and well. It can probably be done in two.
So, for the record, butt pluggers fans, if I were to completely shave my body, get purple boxing gloves and shorts, and like
a black little mask,
a little
just put some black
mask,
makeup around
yeah,
your
I'm gonna
eyes.
be like a cross, like a bandage cross over my stomach. I could be a great King Hippo from fucking Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
That was like it puts on your head. I'm like, god damn it! I just knew immediately. I think the red lipstick ties in though from the red around the waist though, because I was kind of like, when I thought that, I was like, King Hippo does not have red lips. I'm like, that red pulls it together. So I mean, like, it's just, to me it works out good.
Are
I
you
like
wearing
it.
that dress home?
He's gonna wear it through the drive-thru, buying his daughter
I
some
really
food.
hope you get pulled over.
That's kind of the plan, actually, because I'm going to go through some takeout and get the kids some on the way home because I got paid today.
Wear the whole outfit.
I will go at least so far as to put the wig back on. Maybe the little overcoat, maybe not.
Do
Are you gonna talk? Like, are you gonna
you have a phone thing? Do you have a phone thing that in your car to where you can record you as you're buying your shit?
No, but I could set my phone up for that.
Do it and just be like, hello, the queen would like.
Well, she was all like telling me to go through Burger King in Troy. She's like, you're the queen, you go through the Burger King. I'm like, I'm not going to fucking drive 20 goddamn minutes out of the way just to get that. I'm like, you can get what's in town. And I could be like, the queen demands a regular roast beef with curly fries and a chocolate jamaica shake. They're like, what? The queen says, curly fries and a jamaica shake. I pull up to the drive-thru, I'm like, the queen will pay with her credit card.
I would love to. You should set your phone, record that. If you don't, you're getting booted out of next episode. You're
Yeah,
fired.
you're not in the 69 episode.
That's right. You're gonna get booted from the 69th episode. You better fucking pull
Put
through.
the fucking lotion on your elbows.
Fucking file that shit down.
No, you were giving the queen body shaming issues. And on that note,
TheStrobingButtplug.com. Like, subscribe, share.